Beruchim haboim. Welcome everyone. We're about to begin Be'ezras Hashem together on Daf Kuf Chof Tes Amud Aleph, 6 lines from the bottom. After the Gemara details the laws of a Yoledis on Shabbos, the first 3 days, right after she gives birth, so we're Mechal Shabbos for her, whether she says she needs or she does not need. Between 3 days and 7 days, so if she said that she needs, then a Jew is Mechal Shabbos for her. If not, then not. After 7 days until 30 days, she has the din of a choyle she'ein bo sakana, whereby only a Gentile can do malacha on her behalf. The Gemara then said that Shmuel made a statement that a yoledes, you can make a large fire, a medura for her, to heat herself up on Shabbos. The Gemara then understood maybe that means only yoledes and only means during the cold days, the winter days, to which the Gemara explained that Shmuel himself said that somebody who did bloodletting and was then chilled can also then make a fire for him on Shabbos, even during the month of Tammuz. So says the Gemara now, speaking more about bloodletting. First it brings a siman Hekel, Beruach, Taima, Shoha. That's the siman. Says the Gemara, Rav u'Shmuel da'amrei travayi, Rav and Shmuel both said, Kol ha'mekil besudas hakozes dam, mekilin lo mizonoisoiv mina shomayim. A person who is mekil, who's lenient in regards to eating after he has bloodletting done, then mina shomayim, they also then take away mizonos from him. In other words, if he's not careful with his own health, then they're not going to also then be careful with his health. They say, Hu al chayav loichas, ani alchus I love. If he is not going to then be careful with his own well-being, are we going to then also then be careful with his well-being? Rav u'Shmuel damrei travay, they both said the following: Hai man da ovid milso loilisiv heicha dekorich zika. A person who just had bloodletting done should not sit in a place where there's going to be wind rushing from the holes between the windows and the other openings. Dilma shafile umana, because maybe the one who bloodlet drained his blood to the point umukim le arvisa, he's only left with a revius, the minimum amount of dam in his system. V'osi zika v'shoif minei v'osi lidei sakana, and then a wind will come and draw out the rest of that blood, causing him to have a sakana. Shmuel hava rogil v'ovad milsa bebeisa deshav leveina ve'arecha. It says that Shmuel would bloodlet in a home, in a house that had the thickness of 7 levanim, 7 bricks, and 1 areach. A brick was 3 tfachim wide, so it was 21 tfachim, plus areich is a half the size, which is 1.5. So I had the width of 22.5 tfachim. And that was there in order to then give him protection from the cold. Yomi Masechet ovad ve'argish benafshei. One day he did bloodletting and he sat down and he started feeling weak. Bodak v'choser chad areicha. They checked and they determined that indeed one of the half of bricks was missing. So instead of being 22.5, it was minus 1.5, leaving only 21 tfachim wide brick. Rav u'Shmuel damrei travaya, they both said the following: Hayman da'avid milsa lit'oy midi v'hoda lepuk. A person who just had bloodletting done should first eat something and then go out. The Eloi Tai Midi, for if he does not eat something first, then ipaga b'shachva yarka ape. If he encounters a dead body, then his face will turn green. Ipaga b'man dekotil nafsha azmis. If he encounters somebody who is a murderer, then he will die. Ipaga b'dover acher kosher ledover acher. If he encounters a pig, a dover acher, a swine, then he will then be susceptible to then the tsaras, which is given to a swine, which he carries and is readily taken. The nigoim is found in a swine, so therefore he will also then be susceptible to that. On top of Kuf Chof Tes Amud Beis, says the Gemara Vayter, another statement, Rav Shmuel Damar Travayu, Haiman da Ovid Milsa Lishi Purta V'Hodalekum. If a person had bloodletting done to him, then he should wait a moment, he should wait a little bit of time, and then get up. The Omar Mar, because Mar said, Hey Dvarim Kroivim Lemisa Yosim Minachayim. There are 5 things that are closer to death than life. Ve'elu Heinan, these are them. Ochal V'Omar, a person eats and then quickly gets up. Shasa V'Omar, he drinks and then quickly he gets up. Yoshein V'Omad, if he sleeps, he quickly jumps out of bed. Hikis Dam V'Omad, if he bloodlets and he quickly stands up. Shimesh Mitosei V'Omad, if he has conjugal relations, he cohabits with his wife and then quickly he gets up. This is all things that are more like Misa than Chaim. Omar Shmuel now says the following statement in regards to bloodletting. Pursa Didamya Kol Tlosin Yoimin. That means that a portion of one's life, the Zman HaKaza should be, the time that he does Zman HaKaza, bloodletting should be every 30 days. Ubein HaProkim Yemait. But if it's a certain part of his life, between the prokim refers to when he gets to the age of 40 years old, then he should then minimize and go less. Ubein haprokim yachzor v'yimait. And still, when he gets to 60 years old, then he should even do less bloodletting, because such a person at the age of 60 has less koyach, and his blood is not as hot, and his body is more cooler, whereby it's less healthy for him to bloodlet. Shmuel goes on to say, Pursa Didame Chad B'Shabta. If he wants to bloodlet, he should do it on Sunday, Arba. If he does so on Sunday or he does it on Arba, which is Wednesday, Umali Shabta on Erev Shabbos, then he should do that during those days. Those are the days they should bloodlet. Again, Yom Rishon, Yom Revi, and Erev Shabbos. Aval, Sheni v'chamishi loy. But on Monday or Thursday not. The Omar Mar, Misha yesh lo zechus ovois, Yaki's done b'sheni v'chamishi, only if he has zechus ovois. Because those are days of din. Shebez din shel maylo v'shel mata shavim ke'echad. Because since a person is judged mina shamayim daily, and the court, the heavenly court, only starts judging when indeed there is judgment down below, and since the court convenes here down below on Mondays and Thursdays, it's a day of din, whereby if a person does something that could be potentially dangerous, he should avoid doing so on Monday and Thursday, and therefore he should not bloodlet on Monday and Thursday. B'tlos v'shabta my time alone. Why not on Tuesday? We mentioned Sunday, Wednesday, and Erev Shabbos is good. Monday and Thursday is not good. What about Tuesday? Answers the Gemara, Mishum dekaimole ma'adim bezove, because the mazel of madim, that has its pair during the time, potentially, if he does it on Tuesday, whereby it will be dangerous because this type of mazel of madim causes all types of dangerous types of situations in the world, whereby if he's bloodletting, he'll then be susceptible to that danger. Ask the Gemara, so then we also know that the Madim also, Shabta also, Madim also will appear potentially sometimes, in certain times rather, on Erev Shabbos. So therefore, it will be potentially hazardous for one to bloodlet on Erev Shabbos as well, just like it's potentially dangerous on Tuesday. Since most people commonly do bloodletting on Erev Shabbos, then Shomer Psoim Hashem, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu protects them, even though they're doing things that are really not something that is sound, but nonetheless, since so many people are doing it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu protects them. Omar Shmuel said the following, Dalid dehu Dalid, if it's Dalid, meaning Wednesday, that comes out to be on Dalid of the month, Daliduhu arbesar. If it's Dalid, meaning Wednesday on the 14th of the month. Dalidu esrim va'arba, or it's Dalid, Wednesday on the 24th of the month. Dalid deleka arba basrei, or it's Dalid that doesn't have 4 days after it. Then it's a sakana for all of these times to bloodlet. Rosh Chodesh v'sheni loy cholsha. If it's done on Rosh Chodesh or the second day of the month, it causes weakness. Shlishi loy sakana. The third day of the month would be a sakana. Maili yoyim tova chusha. On Erev Yom Tif, it would be a weakening of a person. Maili yoyim da'atzar te sakanto. On Erev Shavuos, it's actually a sakana to bloodlet. V'goz rabona kulu maili yoyim tova mishum yoyim tova da'atzeres. And the Chazal, the Chachamim, they made a gezerah for every Erev Yom Tif that one should not bloodlet because of a concern of bloodletting on Erev Shavuos. What's wrong with Erev Shavuos? Why is it so dangerous? The nafik be'zika v'shmei tavuach. There is a zika, a wind whose name is tavuach or tavoyach. Di loy kiblu Yisrael Torah have tovach lehu lebisrael l'dimayhu. Had it not been that Klal Yisrael would receive the Torah, then it could potentially then destroy the basar and the dam of Klal Yisrael. It'll slaughter the blood and the dam of Klal Yisrael. And therefore, I guess every Erev Shavuos there's another din, whether Klal Yisrael will receive the Torah anew. Omar Shmuel said, Ochal chita v'hikil's dam, lo hikis ela lo oisa chita. If a person eats wheat, and then right afterwards he is maki's dam, so that bloodletting will not be beneficial except for the wheat that he ate. V'hani mili l'refuah. That's only regards to refuah. Aval ukule mekil. But if it's in regards to then lightening his blood, thinning his blood, that itself would have a beneficial effect. Hameki's dam shtia shasia la'alter. Shtia la'alter, achila ad chatzi mil. When a person's making his dam, he should drink right away, and he should eat after a chatzi meal, which is 9 minutes. Iboiluhu. They asked the following question: what is the kavan over here? Shtia la'alter ma'ali, drinking right after the hakaz's dam. That's good. That's beneficial. Aval basar hachikashi. But if one were to drink after, not right away, but afterwards, that would be harmful. Or it would not be harmful. It should be beneficial to drink right away, but it's not going to harm him if he drinks later on afterwards. Teiku, the Gemara leaves it as an unanswered question. Iboy, the Gemara has another question. Gabay achila. Achila al chatzi mil, hu de kama'ali. Only after 9 minutes, after a chatzi meal, then it's going to be a beneficial thing for one to eat. Habasa hachi, but afterwards, then we would say umekami hachi, or beforehand kashi, it would be harmful. Or dimala kashi v'lamali, or maybe it's not going to be not harmful or not beneficial. Teiku, again, the Gemara leaves it as an unanswered question. Machriz Rav meya kari bezuzah. He said, if a person is selling 100 kari gourds for 1 zuz, then one can buy it because it's not so beneficial, not so helpful. The gourds. Meya reishi bezuzah. Person selling 100 heads of animals. Again, it's not so helpful, not so beneficial for one's health, and therefore for a bezuz, it's right a minimum amount of money. Meya svami v'lo klum. If a person is selling 100 lips of an animal, then it's worthless. Rav Yosef ki havina be Rav Huna. When I was in the Beis HaMedrash of Rav Huna, Yoyme de Pagri be Rabbanan, the day that the Rabbanan wouldn't come to the Beis HaMedrash, Amrei, people said, Ha'idna Yoyme de Svamehu. This is a day of lips of an animal. I didn't know what they meant, but now I understand, based on the statement that Rav made, I understand what it means. It means that it's a worthless day. When the Chachamim, the students don't come into the Beis HaMedrash to learn, either because they're sick or whatever other reason they're not able to come to the Beis HaMedrash, then we see that it's a wasted day. It's a day that's going to be useless. The Koshrin HaTabur. The Mishnah now says there's a machlokes when a child is born, whether you can go ahead and kosher the tabur, the umbilical cord, or can you cut the umbilical cord? Both agree that there's a danger involved. The question is, to what extent are you able to then take care of that umbilical cord? Says the Gemara, Toner Rabbanan, bring the following brisa. Koshrin hatabur. The Tanakama says you can be kosher the umbilical cord. Rabbi Yossi Omer, af choitchin, you can even cut it. V'toimnin hashilya, k'dei sheyichamem havlad. The brisa continues and says, and you should bury the shilya, so that the vlad will become heated up. Here, it's not talking about something that's going to be a physical, medical way of heating up the child, but siguli, there's a situation where a person then buries the umbilical, the shilya rather, then the child's able to get heated up. So what do you do on Shabbos when you can't bury the shilya in the ground? Says the Gemara, different approaches. Omer Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, benois molachim, princesses, toimnois safalin shel shemen. They would bury it in bowls of oil. Benois ashirim besvugim shel semer. They would bury it in pieces of wool. The benos ashirim. Benos anim bemuchin. The poor daughters, they would bury it in pieces of cloth and pieces of moichin, of soft material. Omar Rav Nachman, Amar Rabba bar Avuha, Amar Rav Halacha ke Rabbi Yossi. The halacha like Rabbi Yossi, they can even be choitech rather the umbilical cord. Omar Rav Nachman, Rav Nachman has another statement. Omar Rabba Avuha, Amar Rav Moedim Chachamim Rabbi Yossi, that even the Chachamim agree to Rabbi Yossi betabur shel shnei tinoika shechoitchin, that if there's twins, then it's a dangerous situation, and therefore even they would agree in such a situation you can go ahead and cut the tabor. You don't have to only kosher it. My time, the Gemara explains why. Because the minatchi adodi. Because if they pull away from each other, then since it's attached to the same place to the mother, then it could then be dangerous by pulling it out. Rav Nachman said another statement, name of Rav. Kol ha'omur parshas toichacha oisin lechaya b'Shabbos. What all the things that were stated in the parshas toichacha that was mentioned in Sefer Yechezkel, those are the things that can be done to a yoledish on Shabbos. Here we're talking about a situation where HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving a toichacha to Klal Yisrael for not appreciating what HaKadosh Baruch Hu has done. And it gives the following mashal about a child, a little baby girl, an infant baby girl who was left on its own, without any diapers, all by itself, and all of a sudden a passerby takes mercy on this abandoned child, and takes the child into, and raises the child into womanhood, and then finally then takes a shvuah that he's going to then wed this woman. So too, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says that you were a newborn child, Klal Yisrael, when you were in Mitzrayim, and you were without diapers, you were all by yourself abandoned. And me, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, took you, He brought you in, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when He raised you up, He then took a vow that He's going to then wed Klal Yisrael. And yet Klal Yisrael became disloyal after wedding Him. Says the Pasuk Shneimar, Umelotayich biyoim huledes, Oisach loikaras sharech. Your umbilical cord was not cut when you were born. Uvamayim loy rochatzta lemishi. You weren't bathed so that your skin will become smooth. Vehamaleach loy humlachas. And your skin was not salted. Vehatchel loy chutalt. and you were without diapers. Umlotatich b'yoim holedes. The Gemara now explains the following. What does it mean? Umlotayich b'yoim holedes. Mikan shemiyaldin es vlad b'Shabbos. From here we learn out you can go ahead and then deliver a child on Shabbos. Loikoras shorech. You do not have an umbilical cord. Mikan shechoitchin hatabor b'Shabbos. From here we learn out the heter to cut the umbilical cord on Shabbos. Uvamayim lo uchatzto lemishi, and with water you didn't bathe to smooth out your skin. Mikan sheroichtin havlad b'Shabbos. You can wash a newborn on Shabbos. Vehamleach lo humlacht, and you do not salt your skin. Mikan shemolchin havlad b'Shabbos. From here we learn now you can salt and put salt on the skin of a child, a newborn baby. Then the pasuk concludes, "V'hatchel lo chutalt," and you're without diapers. Mikan shemelafufin havlad b'Shabbos. From here we learn out that you can swaddle the child, the newborn baby, on Shabbos. Hadron aloch mefanim.